welcome back. Okay, so here's a question for you. Have you answered the call of your creative warrior? What? You will know today what your creative warrior actually is, and you will get to meet Seth.
How you doing?
Seth, what a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Vinny. Pleasure to be here.
Seth, talk to me about this whole creative warrior, but before you do that, who is Seth Greenwald?
Well, Seth Greenwald is the creative warrior.
Oh!
The original creative
So
warrior.
when you say creative warrior, you don't mean you wear armor and go after things with a spear.
Oh, no, no.
What does it mean? What is the creative warrior?
Creative warrior means I battle to get my goals. I battle to get my goals done. I have a certain goal, and everyone has a certain goal, and I never stop battling to get there. But the creativity part is that creativity is the foundation of success, right? If you don't have an open mind, if you don't have a lot of ideas, you don't have choices. And if you don't have choices, you can't make the best decision.
Now,
right?
you were on the show recently.
I was, thank you.
And at that time, you said to me, I'm working on my next book. And I said, you're coming back.
Yeah,
and you did. Now, how does the second book differ from the first, and how does it reflect who you are? I want to know about you.
Me.
Who are you?
Well,
How did you get into all this? I mean, did you go to college for creative war?
Creative warrior. I did. It felt a little bit like that because I went to school near Hell's Kitchen. But
there you go. That's creative war.
But no, I went to actually school for engineering.
Engineering.
Yeah, engineering.
Oh my God.
I never thought I would be a writer. I didn't like words. I liked numbers. I liked math and I liked science. And I was really interested in doing math and science and STEM research. And I didn't get into writing until very recently. It was only 10 years ago when I started writing the book on the commuting train. I was commuting back and forth to New York, and I was reading a lot. And I was like, what else can I do other than read? I was getting bored reading. I want to give back. I just don't want to consume. I want to give back. So I started writing.
Wow.
And it was maybe 10 years ago. And I started writing on my little iPhone. And I wrote a whole book on the iPhone. And I was surprised that all I needed to do was to write a couple of paragraphs every time I sat down. Because it adds up, right?
Yeah,
I used my math
right.
skills. I said, if I wanted to write a book within a year, how many sessions do I need?
Oh my God, that would make me crazy.
Yeah.
Seth.
Well, it's all about, and this is where creative warrior comes in. It's all about perseverance. It's all about tenacity.
And it's all about understanding who you are and how you work best.
Right. Exactly.
Because no two people are the same. I remember when I was working with a couple writers, the writer said to me, when do you write? And I said, middle of the night. When do you write? I said, first thing in the morning. She said, I still have my nightgown on, and I sit at the table. Nobody in the family is awake yet, and it's about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. I said, well, I write about that time. She said, well, I get up about that time. Yeah. I have my coffee, and I write before people wake up. And I say, well, I write when they go to sleep.
When they go to sleep. and I write between 7:15 and 7:45 in the morning, because that's when my creative warrior, which is also my muse, comes out. He's primed. If you give your inspiration, your creative your muse, a time that you're going to write, that you need him or her,
I hear
he's going to come out. And mine comes out at 7:15 in the morning.
That is what I call writer's profile. And I tell writers that they should have a writer's profile. That means, when do you write? Where do you write? Why do you write? And it's literally all over the place.
Yeah.
There are people who say, I write like you, 7 o'clock to 7:45. That never works for me. Yeah. But basically, I guess I do that because I go to sleep and then I get up and about 2 o'clock in the morning, during my writing times. There's times when I'm not writing. Like right now,
Right.
it's not my writing time.
not your
So
writing time.
I don't get up at night and write. When I do, I do.
Yeah.
So there's certain times.
If it comes out, it comes out. I
Yeah.
know I usually get up at 3:20. My creative voice says, it's time to get up.
Yeah.
I have some ideas for you, and you got to
Yeah.
write them down. So I have a box of index cards next to my bed. I take the
Yeah.
card out. I try not to wake my wife up. I have my little snooze alarm and a little dim light, the little blue light, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
go,
yeah,
I
the little
write
blue
down
light.
at 3:20. I'm
Really?
writing the stuff I need to write so I can get it out at 7:15. These are the ideas that I want to
wild,
write about.
yeah.
And you ever hear of the psychological experience called flow? It's kind of like,
Flow.
it's flow. It's
I think I dated her once. Oh no, the different
No,
flow.
FLOW.
Oh,
W.
FLOW. Oh.
It's a wild experience where when I write, I feel like I'm not writing. I feel like my muse, my creative warrior is coming through me. It's flowing through me. It's a wonderful feeling, and that's why I say you should practice writing at a certain time, because that's
Yeah.
when you're susceptible to
Yeah.
the flow experience.
Yeah.
And of course, the flow is the creative part, right? When you
Yeah.
get into the flow, it just comes out, the words comes out.
Yeah.
But of course, you have to edit.
Do you find that there's times when you can't turn it off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't want
It's
to
like
turn
it's
it off.
I know.
I don't
When
want
I
to turn
first
it
got
off.
married,
Yeah.
I used to go to my new mother-in-law's house, and we'd go on a Sunday afternoon for dinner
Yeah.
or lunch or whatever, and I'd be sitting there in the chair, and she'd look over at me and she'd go, "Stop writing!" And I'd say, "I'm not writing." She'd say, "Yes, you are. I could see it right in your face." And she was
You're
right.
writing in-
she was right.
in the head,
yeah,
right?
in the head.
You're
I was
writing in the
in
head,
And
yeah.
I'm thinking of, and the book just doesn't want to stop.
Yeah, it's
Because
the-
usually I would have been up at night
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there and
It's there.
the muse.
The muse that
Yep. Comes into your head.
it's
and
always
it's hard to
there.
get it out of
It's-
there again.
It's always there, and everyone has a creative warrior. Everyone has a muse. Everyone has a navigator on their road to success. The creative warrior takes a lot of form.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is that it's your personal navigator.
Right.
It helps me to figure out where am I going. Once I set a goal, sometimes I forget where am I going, but
Yeah.
it's there to help you, to guide you to where you want to go in life. It pushes you through your comfort zone and helps you make big things happen.
Now you have a big conference coming up.
yeah.
Talk to me about that.
On May 18th, I have the Toastmasters conference near Boston.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to people about how to become a better public speaker. But before becoming a better public speaker, you need to write. You need to write your speech.
You need to find it. Writing helps you focus
Yeah.
your creative warrior.
I mean, you can wing a speech, but it's not going to be as good as if you have an outline of what you want to say.
Don't tell me that. I wing speeches all the time.
I know, but I have to talk for an hour, so I figured all you have to do is
I
break
know,
it down.
You do.
Just got to break
and
it
you
down.
have to have the essence of what it is you want to deliver.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell people that creativity is the basis of success, and the basis of creativity is divergent thinking, right? Where convergent thinking is where you come up with a decision, right? You have a lot of different ideas, a lot of different choices. That's divergent thinking. You're not editing, you're not judging your ideas. You're just laying out your ideas and not saying this is good. You're not comparing one idea to the other. You're just coming up with a bunch of ideas, and that's called divergent thinking. Think of a D. And then convergent thinking, think of a C, where it goes back down to one idea. You pick the best idea, because a lot of people say life is about the decisions you make, right? But if you only have one decision, it's not going to be your best decision. So you need a lot of ideas in order to choose which is your best decision. And once you have your best decision, then you can lay out a plan of action.
So it's a sort of open-minded focusing?
It's an open-minded focusing, right? First, you open-minded, and then focus. So and I say creativity is the basis of success, because you need that open-mindedness. You can't defend.
Yeah.
My problem before I found my creative warrior, my internal creative warrior, was I was always defending my one idea. The one idea came into my head. I said, "This is the idea. This is the best idea."
Yeah.
And I always was defending it. I was using my energy to defend that one idea. It's kind of like if you were like hockey.
Yep.
If you're like a hockey goalie, and the hockey goalie is waiting for all the pucks to come, and he's defending his goal. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Nothing's coming through." and then towards the end of the game, it's like, yeah, this is great. Maybe he let in one, maybe he let in two, maybe, but he's still very happy that he was successful as a goalie. He was defending the goal. And then towards the end of the game, he's like realizing, well, there's not a lot of time left for me to score my goal, which is on the other side of the rink. What was I doing? And then the worst part is that the goalie is saying, man, he's realizing, I'm really not a goalie. I'm actually an offenseman. I should have been trying to score a goal the whole game. What was I doing defending?
So most of the time, so some people fall into the trap of defending their goal. That's their paradigm.
Yes.
And they defend that paradigm, and that's it.
Exactly. And they're defending. And why are they defending their goal? Why are they trying to stop other people's goals? Right? Why are they trying to do that?
Oh yeah. There's so many people that are focused on blocking other
Blocking
people
other people.
rather than
rather than going towards their
focus
goal.
on their own
It's 'cause
creativity
it
and
makes
goals.
it makes them feel better,
Yeah,
right? That
you
they're
have-
not going after their goals, so they're defending against other people trying to go after their
and
goals.
that they don't have to be on the defensive.
Yeah.
And so you're saying be on the offensive.
Be on the offensive. Be on the offensive. Always go towards your goal. Why wait? Why do you wait? Why do people wait?
Makes sense.
And don't wait until the time is right or you feel like you're ready. Always do it. Just go and do it. And the key is that I found that I write in my book is that you need a growth mindset, right? You need to grow. A lot of people with the fixed mindset say, I'm not doing it because if I fail, then I fail. And I don't like being a failure. But if you have a growth mindset, you're like, well, if I fail, I'll just learn from my failure and I'll go on and I'll get better and better and better and I'll reach the goal.
I used to, I still do. I set like 5 goals and I go after them. Mm-hmm. And if I only complete 3 of the 5, then I've completed 3.
Right.
So that's, and I don't worry about failing the other 2 because I succeeded in these 3.
Exactly.
So I have always done so many things at once.
Yeah.
And there were times when I said, I'm overextending. But then on the other hand, I am answering to my creative warrior, which is to always be on the offensive.
Right. Always be on the offensive. Right.
Be
always
ready
go for
to
it.
do something.
Yeah.
I go for everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Books. Sometimes I write 2 books at the same time and raise a family and teach and do whatever else I have to do.
And let me tell you a quick little story about how I first encountered my creative warrior. It's kind of like, the play Waiting for Godot?
Yeah.
Where the guy Vladimir and Estrogen, they're just waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for the guy to come. They don't know who he is. They don't know when he's coming, and they don't know why they're there.
And they're just there waiting.
They're waiting. They're just waiting.
Yeah.
Well, I felt that way 10 years ago before I met my inner creative warrior. I was just sitting on a couch and going, I'm waiting for some motivation. I'm just like, when's it going to come? When's it going to come?
It'll come,
And it
won't come because you didn't invite it.
I didn't invite it. And then all of a sudden, I think this is my first encounter of my creative warrior. It said, don't wait. Why don't you just, like you said, why not just do a lot of things? Why not just do whatever you want to do? Just try whatever you want. Try a lot of different things.
And if 1 or 2 fails, then 2 or 3 will succeed.
Exactly.
And that's been the story of my life.
I know.
Is to just keep moving.
Keep moving. Keep growing.
Follow your passion.
Follow your passion. Oh, that's what a lot of the book is about. Following my passion.
How does this book differ from the first book?
Well, the first book is about how to become more open-minded, how to become more of a divergent thinker, it's a lot. It's like 50 exercises on how to be divergent, how to come up with, how to activate yourself in order to get out of the defense mode, right? It tells you how to become more of an offensive, how to go after become more offensive. The second book takes that philosophy of offense and brings it into not only divergent thinking, but brings it into action. Brings it to, this is my goal and this is how I'm going to get there, and I'm going to use creativity as the basis of success. Because if you don't have creativity, you'll never have that best idea. You'll only have one idea and you'll be defending it for the rest of your life. This book says use creativity. The first phase is
Here's,
creativity, and there it is.
There it is. There's the cover.
So,
I like that the cover. I like that warrior
Thank
there.
you. That's my warrior. That's my warrior.
Yeah.
Does it look like me? I used to have
Yeah,
more
it
hair.
does. It looks exactly like you, especially the red hair flowing in the wind there.
My wife says it's too much hair. You gotta get rid of the hair. So, but hopefully by May 18th, I'll have a little more hair.
Yeah, I like the earth tones in the cover.
Thank you.
You know, it's
like
earthy.
earthy. Well, my first book was, if you remember, it was green and yellow.
Yeah.
It was a little too. Some people said it was too environmental, so I made this a little more fiery.
Yeah,
This is fire.
Oh, fire.
Vin, this is fire.
I see earth.
You have to find your fire in your belly.
Oh, there
Find
you
the
go.
fire
Find
in your
the
belly.
fire in your belly.
And Creative Warrior is
So
the fire in your belly.
your workshops that you do
Yeah.
is exactly that. You're starting a fire in their bellies.
Right,
Getting them to get off the chair
Get off the chair.
and do something.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I like that.
get off the chair and do something. It's about finding your passion, and a lot about the book is how I found my passion for writing. I didn't know I was going to write. I was an engineer.
When did you really first start writing?
I first started writing, maybe when I was like 8 years old. I
Really?
remember writing something, and
God, you were old enough to be married by then.
and I wrote a story, and I tried to write the story in one sitting, and I remember kind of connecting with my creative warrior, but I didn't realize, of course, it was my creative warrior.
Yeah, of
But
course.
since I was trying to do it in one sitting, I didn't give myself enough time to do a good job.
What did you ever do with the engineering career? Is
Oh,
that what you? Is
yeah,
that how you
well-
put bread on the table?
Well, yes. I was a design engineer for 20 years.
Oh wow.
And my story about sitting on the couch 10 years ago is when the financial crisis hit and I lost my job as a creative. And
So,
I had to find a
new creative warrior.
creative warrior, and I found engineering management. I found management. And now I'm a project manager for the Army Corps of Engineers. That's my that's my day job.
Wow.
So this book is taking my two passions, creativity and management, and putting them all together. And that's why it doesn't stop at just creativity. It goes how to manage your creativity.
So you're going to quit your day job?
No, I would never quit my day job. That's where I make my money. But I do want to do more workshops, and that's what's where I'm
to help
I'm-
other people find themselves.
And I can tell you, can I just tell you one thing that happened yesterday?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got accepted by PMI, which is the Project Management Institute, in
Wow.
October in Philadelphia to do my workshop.
Wow.
Because they realize that project managers also need to be creative.
Yeah,
Everyone needs
that's
to be
right.
creative.
You're right.
I got
and
accepted.
at all
Yeah.
levels.
All levels, yeah, all levels.
Wow.
So everyone's realizing that creativity is the basis for success, but they don't understand it's the basis. You have to start with it,
Right.
right? You have to start with it. Do you ever hear of Edward de Bono? He wrote a
Sounds familiar.
yeah. He wrote a book back in the '80s called Six Thinking Hats. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he goes on to say that there are 6 ways of thinking. There's the black hat, the blue hat, the yellow hat, the green hat, the white hat.
Okay.
And each represents a different way of thinking. The green hat, I have a green hat, I'm going to wear it in my conference, is the creative hat. And he says the reason why people don't get to their goals is because they try to wear all the hats at the same time.
yeah.
Right? So the key is to wear one hat at the same time. And the key is to wear your green hat first. The green hat gets all the ideas, right? And then after you take your green hat off, you put on your black hat and your yellow hat. And those are the pros and cons. Those are, well, which idea is the best? The black is looking for the cons. This is not going to work. The yellow hat is looking for the pros. Oh, this is the benefit of this idea. This is the benefit of this idea. And then you can compare all the ideas and choose your best idea. So it's all about putting the right hat on at the right time. I wish I had a green hat for you.
Yeah. No green hat
We
for
could
me.
both wear green hats.
So,
Yeah.
are there exercises that people who, those sofa bums who won't get off the couch, how do we get them off the couch?
we got to make them understand that what's the point in waiting? We got to make them understand the value of time.
Yeah.
What is the point? What's the point of waiting?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You only have a limited amount of time, and you need to use every moment.
Stop waiting for Godot.
Don't wait
Go
for
after
Godot.
him.
Yeah.
Go find him and ask him what he wants.
Right. like my favorite part of the Waiting for Godot is that after they realized that after another character with his dog came over and said, "Hey, Godot is not going to be coming today," the two guys are like, "Okay, we're gonna stop waiting." And then they didn't do anything. They just sat on the coach. They just sat on the sofa and just went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Well,
You can't wait for opportunity to come to you. You have to find the opportunity.
Be on the offensive.
You have to go out, be on the offensive, and in life, it's not going to knock on your door.
Yeah.
You've got to knock on its door.
Yeah, you got to take your shot. Like the great hockey player Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Yep, that's right.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Take the shot, man.
Take the shot. Don't you want to get something out of life? Take the shot. Go after it. It's never going to be given to you. So you have to find a way to go after it.
You have to learn how to hustle. You have to
Yeah.
get out there and be who you want to be.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I taught so many children.
Yeah.
And I met kids who just needed to succeed.
Right.
And then I met other kids who just didn't know how to go there.
Right.
And you do have to set a fire under them
Yeah.
and say, listen, get up, get out, and go do it.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about kids who spend too much time playing games. You have to find life.
Yeah.
Life's not going to find you.
Right. Playing those video games will make you very passive.
It
just
can.
sitting
It
back
does.
and just
It does.
waiting for everything to come to you.
Yeah. And it's very easy to be intoxicated by that.
Yeah, exactly.
And because you don't have to do anything.
Right.
You can sit there and you can fool yourself and believe that you're achieving something.
Yes.
And are you really?
Are you really? Did you win?
No.
You won a video game?
Now, I think you were right in saying that you have to understand your goals.
Yeah.
You can't always just be the goalkeeper.
Right.
You have to be the goal maker.
The goal maker. Yeah, you have to go on the offense. It's like if you were a running back in another sports analogy. If you were running back in football, right, and you were the only player that get the ball is the running back. And if you're lucky enough to get the ball, you got to go to your goal. What if you got the ball? If the quarterback gave you the ball and you're sitting in the middle of the field, you're like, all right, now you guys.
What should I do?
What should I do? No, you got to go after.
You
got to have that mindset of action. You got to go after it.
Yeah.
Because it's your life, It's your goal. What do you want out of your life? What do you want out of your life?
Yeah, and you have to really start. And it's different for each person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you do have to have an understanding of what your life is going to be for you.
Yeah.
So is that the bottom line of your workshop?
Yes.
Do you send them away with a goal on paper?
Yes. We're gonna do a workshop where we have a goal, and we're going to.
So they have to write out their goal, whatever that may be.
Yeah, whatever that may be. And a lot about in the book is that once I learned that my success was self-defined, everything fell into place. I wasn't doing it for anyone else. I was doing it for me. As long as you understand that you're the ruler of your life, you're the ruler of your life, it's all yours.
See, that's what was different. I learned very, very early that I am a very energetic person.
Yeah.
I have to go out there and do more than one thing at a time.
That's right.
When I was a little kid, I got in trouble with my mother. And she said, "You sit in that chair." And I said, "What am I going to do here?" She turned on the radio. She said, "Listen to music." And I said, "That's for my ears. What's the rest of me going to do?" And it was my definitive moment.
Right.
Because all my life, I had to be doing something with everything.
Right.
And the difference from being just out there endlessly running is that each one of these were goals with endings.
Right.
So if it was writing, I had to finish the writing. If it was coaching, I had to help the kids win. If it was teaching, I had to make sure my lessons were right. If it was tending the house and the family, I had to make sure the kids were okay and the house was okay.
Right.
So I did 5 different things, but I finished five different
exactly.
things. I had goals for each
goals.
one of these 5
Yeah,
directions.
and you had specific goals.
Right.
Like why does 84% of people who have New Year's resolutions don't fulfill them by February? They're off by February. It's because they don't have specific goals. They're like, I want to lose 10 pounds, but they don't say when, they don't say how, and they don't do it
Resolutions
every day.
need to be resolved.
Resolved, right, exactly. And you need to give an end
Well,
date. And that's why I say time management is so important to goal setting.
Well, speaking of resolved and
Yeah.
resolutions,
Yeah.
we need to resolve this show.
Resolve the show.
Talk to me about the final word from this new book. What is Seth Greenwald's definitive advice for those people out there?
Okay, for those people out there, I would say do not, there's an epic battle for the control of your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's the inner critic who's saying, I can't do it, you're not going to do it, you're no good, you're a loser. And then there's your inner creative warrior who says, you can do it, and you will do it, and this is how you're going to do it. And I say to the people out there, listen to your creative warrior.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your inner critic, because it will just let you
There's always that little devil back there saying, you can't do it.
Stay on the couch.
Yeah, stay on the couch. Nobody cares. Don't worry about it.
Play defense.
You've got time.
Play
Wait
defense.
for Godot.
Wait for Godot.
No.
He'll tell you.
No.
He'll get you to your goal, but he won't.
No, he won't.
Listen
you
to your
have
inner
to do it.
Creative warrior.
Yep. And follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
Follow your goals.
All the goals. And be on the offense.
Yep.
Go for it.
So, what's the next book? We have Answering the Call of Your Creative Warrior. So what's the next one? Dancing with Your Creative Warrior? Where do we go now, Seth?
Yeah, that's a good point. I will tell you in a few months when the creative warrior tells me where I'm going with this.
Well, it certainly has been a pleasure.
Yes.
It always is. It's a lot of fun having you here. You are truly a creative warrior, and you are a chief of creative warriors.
I am.
So keep on being the chief. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Great to have you here.
Yeah,
you have been on One with Seth Greenwald.
That's right.